All right, meow. What you got for
Meow.
us?
Well, I have been doing nothing. So it's
Yay, you're
fortunate
a
I've been holding
nihilist.
on to this topic for a while. Yeah, I've been getting ready to move and stuff. But uh, yeah, I wanted to talk about an anime I watched recently, and that is Hyouka, which is by Kyoto Animation, who unfortunately had a fire.
Yeah,
And yeah, I was
Yeah.
planning on talking about this the day of that fire, but I think we ended up not
recording.
recording.
Yeah, that would have
Yeah.
been a bad
Awkward.
time. Yeah, I
So,
found out about
why
it
you
because of
topic?
that.
Mm. So Hyouka, which came out in
A while ago.
2012, I think,
Yeah.
but didn't get dubbed until 2017, so I'm not that far behind.
Yeah, you've been watching the
For
dub,
me.
of course.
Yes,
Well,
Funimation
here's the
just
good thing.
saved it.
It looks, the animation and stuff is so good that it looks like a new anime. It doesn't really
Yes,
look
it
that
is
old.
ridiculous how good it looks. Like, especially for something that is so old. Which it's Kyoto Animation, so it's not really
Yeah, they were one
surprising.
of the better studios.
So Hyoka is it's a slice of life, which is one of my favorite, or one of my
Is
favorite
that your
genres.
favorite genre?
So it's either that or just like the fighting shonen stuff. Like
Your
uh,
boy.
fighting shonen anime is the was it Life Will Change from the Persona 5 soundtrack, whereas Slice of Life is Beneath the Mask.
Oh.
Both
Oh.
complete me, but are very different. So yeah, it's takes place in I think it's 4 first years is are the main characters, and the primary one is Hodoro Oriki, who he spends like the opening of the anime just laying out his philosophy, talking about how everyone wants to have, or like views high school, wants to have a rosy,
Engaging life, basically.
a happy life, and they view things through rose tinted glasses, basically. And where he does not, he lives a gray life, and he wants his motto is, if I don't have to do something, I won't, but if I have to, I'll do it quickly. And this he gets blackmailed by his sister into joining the classic literature club, who he meets a girl named Chitanda, and
Can't
she
remember her
is
other
the
name.
driving Eru Chitanda, and she is the driving force for him not just sitting there doing nothing, basically. It is a mystery anime, but barely, or like
Yeah,
they're
that's what you were telling me.
it's mundane mysteries. Like each episode or little arc has like a mystery, but
Yeah, it'll be
like the
like,
first one,
why is there piano being played in the music room after
right?
school's closed? Like that kind of stuff.
The very first mystery is, how did Chitanda get locked in the classic literature club?
Yeah.
Yeah, and because the doors, you need a key, and she doesn't have a key, so yeah. And what I thought when I first went into the anime, like there is something that Chitanda sets up, which ties to the name of the anime, Hyoka, which is the name of like the classic literature's. They do an anthology every year for their school festival, and she has like this whole like
A goal.
goal, I guess. I was like, is it a quest? I don't know. She's like, she really wants to know something regarding to her past, and I thought that was like going to be the overarching mystery.
Yeah, they
of
play
the
it up
entire...
like it is, and then you
right,
told
but
me
then
it's not.
by like episode 5, it's solved, and I was like, oh, okay.
Well, now where are we going?
Yeah, and it's just more like sort of basic mysteries, like why did my teacher, look why did he get so excited about helicopters flying over? Is
Hmm.
one.
It almost makes me think of the way you're describing it, Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya, in the way
I
that
mean, that
everybody
is
else.
Kyoto Animation.
Well, but in the way that everybody else looking from the outside into her events would see her events.
Well, so only they're not all based on her. I mean, she ends up all the mysteries generally get set up by something happening and then her like being, I gotta know why this
I'm
happened.
curious. It's her
Yeah,
catchphrase.
her catchphrase directly translates to "I'm curious," which is also a pun, or or not necessarily a pun, but a play on words. The other meaning is "I'm turning into a tree," I believe, in Japanese. Because there's this which is just amusing because in the very first episode when she says it, so they love to use, they kind of use some surreal techniques at times. Just like it's in Hotaro's head. Like she says her catchphrase, which I can't remember exactly. I don't have I don't have it in front of me.
Watashi wa curious.
No.
Desu.
I believe it.
But she says it, and then he immediately sees her, her hair starts to grow and sprouts and ensnares him and stuff.
Oh yeah, okay. Now that makes sense. Actually,
right. And then there's later on in the second half of the episode, he's just looking at a wall, and then Rosy Life or something, I think, the kanji for it, just start pouring out of this club.
all right. I got it, Mal.
Bulletin.
I got her catchphrase.
Oh.
Watashi kini narimasu.
Yeah. Which they translate as, I think, I have to know in English. Because people don't just generally say I'm curious as
I'm
a
curious.
way to tell you have to tell me. But yeah. So yeah, the backgrounds are so detailed as well. That it is so pretty.
Kyo Annie, so
yeah, I just love how it looks. They really use blocking and just the direction of the cinematography really well, which is just how you stage characters in a scene.
Mm-hmm.
There are quite a few different video essays basically on YouTube talking about it that they go on depth about each episode and each mystery. Its source is actually a novel, not a light novel, but an actual Japanese novel. Unfortunately, it does leave you kind of there could be more, but I believe they went through the first 4 novels for the season, and there's only been 2 more since, which there's only been 2 more books out since 2012 or whatever, so
they could have done a single
core
soon. Maybe because the anime's 23 episodes.
Yeah, somewhere around that. 2 cores basically. Yeah, I just the mysteries are kind of just there as little things to draw
reason
you in.
For them all to hang out with each
right,
other,
and a reason
stuff.
for them to do stuff and to facilitate his change from maybe life isn't so bleak. But the character relationships are what really drive it, and they're really good. I don't. There's the the school festival arc is probably one of my favorite arcs in anything I've watched anime wise, because all of the 4 main characters have their own story that go on between the 6 episodes, and there's a general there's still a connecting mystery of a thief at the festival going on and causing Chaos.
How many episodes long is it?
It's like the first half of the second core, like 6
Okay, gotcha.
episodes. Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
like
it
2 days worth in the actual show, basically.
I think their school festival is 3 days.
Remember how long they are?
Well, there's that's actually part of the whole first Hyouka mystery involves the school festival.
Yeah.
So yeah, they kind of talk it up the school festival in the first core, like, and then they end up showing it, and yeah, it's can feel very like empty, I guess. Like, I don't know. It's definitely not like.
I mean, a lot of KyoAni stuff is.
Yeah.
I mean, Slice of Life is kind of like what they're known for, you know?
Right. It's definitely
like
a more relaxing.
The visual novels that they've done are very like. Literally just like, hey, this is these people's lives. You're watching them like what they do every day.
Right. And it's not like necessarily as cutesy as like Chinubio and K-On! And stuff. Like, it kind of is bittersweet.
It's much more,
like, by the end, like, of the anime, it definitely it's not just all happy sunshine.
Yeah, I've liked the 4 episodes I watched. I just haven't got back around to watching more of it yet.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you were saying, I kind of got interested in it just because of the KyoAni burning. A lot of people were saying they were going back and like checking out some of the stuff they didn't watch, or rewatching some of their favorites, and that was like one I always wanted to watch. I would just forget the name of it when I would look it up every time. I was like, I want to actually finally watch that. And we were talking last week, and you were like, I was going to talk about Hyouka. I was like, funny enough, I just watched like 4 episodes of that the other day. So.
Yeah, I got into it because of Meta's wife, Lily, mentioned it in our Discord.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because she thought my character in a game we're playing was based on the main character of that.
It's because you have resting NPC face, that's why.
So I was like, I've not heard of it, but now I'm going to watch it, and now it's probably one of my favorite animes of all time.
Yeah, well, it was more like Chidonda. She's like cute and has a really cool design, so I like her.
Yeah, I like the mysteries aren't anything like super like complex or anything, but it's really like when you go back and like rewatch it, you can see things like in the background of how like you could have, I guess, like it makes you think you could have solved it if maybe you were paying more attention to what was going on.
It feeds a lot of the hints.
Yeah, like in the weird.
So her uncle was the guy in the cafe who poured the coffee.
No,
by God.
But like the first episode is weirdly like split into 2 mini episodes. There's 2 mini or little mysteries. The second one it starts with him and his best friend like sitting in class, and it shows the wall behind him, and it's just like behind him is like, just like, I don't know, a bulletin board in class with like papers behind him pinned up, and then later on you see like one paper is like hanging down, like the pin's been pulled, which plays into the solve later. And it's just like, yeah, like there's definitely like details going on that you wouldn't necessarily see until like a rewatching or someone points them out, sort of a thing.
Gotcha.
And like, or like just them passing someone in the hallway that it won't register because it's just an NPC in the background, but then you find out why that person was there makes sense. And yeah, it's just interesting how they did it. It's for something that was a novel, them like leaving the visual clues, I think is pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
That's the studio you trust to do it. To leave little like details.
Visuals are like one of the best things about the anime. Just breathtaking at times. They also again, they get kind of surreal with some of their stylistic choices at times, like playing around inside of Oriki's head, and then the characters are just really good, and you see real development over the course of the season.
How's the dub? Since you're the
I
dub
love
man.
it. Yeah, I mean,
There
I
any
haven't seen.
who all voices some people? Do you recognize any
I
voice
have
actors?
no idea because I don't. I am so out of the anime game these days. Like I don't recognize anyone. It seems like.
Everyone's moved on.
Yeah, he's the main guy is voiced by Adam Gibbs, who I did not know anything really he was in. Yeah.
Let's see if I've seen any dubs he's been in.
Yeah, I have no idea. Chitanda is voiced by Madeline Morris, who doesn't even have a Wikipedia page. Yeah, and he's the only character with a Wikipedia page out of the main four. So
She's done lots of additional voices.
oh, Alexis Tipton is one of the side
I've
characters.
heard the name Brina Palencia before.
Oh yeah,
And Aaron Dempsey.
I've like I was telling you, I have one problem with the dub, and it's how they pronounce yukata, and it's yukata. I'm like, why? It kills me a little time. Like it's one episode where they're featured, and I'm like, no, make it stop.
Sometimes you get the director that just doesn't understand Japanese pronunciation. I'm sorry, Brian. I'm going to need you to say that line again. It's yukata, not yukata. It's not the Yucatan Peninsula.
I don't understand. What do you mean yukata? It's just I'm saying it normally, yukata. I gotta put my yukata, guys. Otherwise, I'm gonna be late for
Yuji Sakamoto.
Someone taught my Abi.
Sakamoto.
Yeah.
Let me just get my wakazash.
Well, I mean, like the English translation of Persona 5 wasn't much better in that regard.
It was a lot of the
terrible.
names. That's what I just said was Sakamoto and Sakamoto and
Yusuke Kitagawa.
right. Well, Matt Mercer knows how to
knows
at least pronounce Japanese.
Yeah. That's why you gotta get your boy Yuri Lowenthal, who actually speaks fluent Japanese, in there.
Really, does he?
Yeah. That's why if you ever listen, especially I could tell too, and then there was videos, interviews with him later, particularly in Naruto, the way he pronounces the names and stuff. He actually says he says Naruto instead of Naruto or Naruto. Naruto. So,
Naruto.
Yeah.
Oh.
Gotta have that diphthong or whatever. I don't know what the heck it's called. I'm not a speech therapist.
It's the emphasis on the first syllable is the
syllable.
It's like a duh sound instead of or. You know what they do. We're all weebs. We understand.
So yeah, if you like slice of life, if you can tolerate it, because I know a lot of people just can't deal with slice of life, but if you can, I highly recommend Hyouka.
I'm not a huge fan of slice of life, but I feel like I would enjoy this.
Just don't go into it expecting Death Note level of intrigue and mystery.
Oh no.
I want her to take a chip and eat it.
She eats some candy and gets a little buzzed.
Oh, really? Like Sugar Rush?
No, it's got alcohol in it.
Oh, okay.
That trope.
Does it actually have alcohol, or is she just getting buzzed on it as if it does?
No, it does.
Okay.
That happen. I've seen that in a lot of manga and anime. It's like, let's eat this alcoholic candy, and they're all getting smashed. It's like, okay, chill out, Japan.
There's also the Persona 4 scene where they think they're drinking, and they play the Dare game or whatever.
Yep, the King game,
which is funny in the anime. It's pretty great, that scene.
Oh, I haven't watched that.
Because you or Narukami or whatever, he just sits down and goes. It's unbuttons his shirt suddenly, and it's just sitting there all pompous.
Oh yeah, I've seen that picture.
Out of nowhere, yeah, it's pretty funny.
Anywho.
Yeah, anywho.